Hi, it's Marc Champ from Wharf Financial here. I'm joined by Ritchie Coulson, who's come into Wharf to help us with our strategic relationships. Hi, Richie, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Mark. And great to be on board.
Excellent, excellent. So today I'm in Jersey. Last time I was on a video, I was in Guernsey. And we're just today we're just talking to new customers, new introducers. But I thought it'd be a good chance to catch up with Richie and talk to him about his background and how he can help customers going forward. So, Richie, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in the previous 30 years and
Previous
and what you want
life.
to do? Yes, go for it.
Okay, so I'm recently retired from banking. Spent probably the best part of just over 30 years, primarily most of that with the Lloyd's Banking Group. But starting my career in invoice discounting, sort of factoring. So I've seen the whole evolution of that product, if you like, from factoring through invoice discounting and asset-based lending. Spent the best part of 15 years, mainly in the sort of southeast, southwest, running teams there, putting deal structures together. Then moved across to the main part of the bank, to Lloyd's large corporate, and got more into relationship banking, business development. And I spent the rest of my career, so probably the best part of sort of 15 years, as a relationship banker running teams in various parts of the bank, in business development teams, relationship teams. And sort of latterly, that's been when Lloyd's split into its sort of key market product offering. I was responsible for the construction and transport team. So I'm kind of quite a breadth of banking roles, if you like, banking solutions, banking products. I've kind of been on both sides of the fence in terms of dealing with brokers when I'm trying to do the lending and structuring deals. So that's pretty much my career. But so it's quite broad in terms of banking, but with a couple of sort of specialisms in asset-based lending and asset lending that have come through the construction sector.
Okay, so one thing you touched on there was how invoice discounting has changed and factoring has changed over the years. And I know from when I first started in banking, there was a little bit of a stigma behind invoice discounting. How have you seen that evolve?
It evolved incredibly. When I started, as a youngster in banking, it was a lender of last resort. If a banker wouldn't give you an overdraft or a loan, you went to a factoring company, they took over your sales ledger with all the sort of issues and problems of losing control. And it was a product which had great potential, but it was poorly sold, badly sold, oversold, not structured well. But it rapidly evolved because it is a fantastic product. It's incredibly simple. It works well in terms of security for people. It's flexible. So I've seen it evolve through factoring, then get into confidential discounting. As systems and procedures and IT and technology improve, they were able to sort of deliver it differently. It evolved into the funding of different types of asset and a full asset-based lending on the back of stock, and then start to wrap in other assets. So the full evolution, and to the point where now it's a bigger product offering than lending and overdraft in its own right. People can see the benefits of it. And it is an incredibly simple product, which unfortunately still to this day is overcomplicated. And I wouldn't use the word oversold, but sometimes the deal structures don't match the requirement of a customer or a business or its objectives. It's something I'm passionate about. When you start in something and you see it evolve. But yeah, and it's an incredible product now, and I'm a huge fan. And in construction, which can be quite complicated with the way you invoice and the way you get paid, it works brilliantly. So I've been right through that evolution. I'm still a huge fan of it. I've got a good understanding of it because I've put a lot of structures together for a lot of companies and seen how well it's worked. It facilitates growth. It does it securely, compliantly, effectively, and it's still a big chunk of what I was doing at the bank in terms of cash flow lending and trying to fund people's growth.
Yeah, and I was talking to Simon on our last video about how lenders have changed, and they've stepped away from overdrafts and offering them
Yeah.
to companies, and it has left a hole when it comes to cash flow. But one of the other holes that we've noticed, and one of the reasons Wharf's evolved as it is because there aren't relationship managers in banks in the way that they used to be, where a relationship manager would look after a handful of customers and be able to give a really good customer service to. I presume, as your time as head of in the construction sector, you've seen relationships managers and their service drop, and I presume that's where we as brokers can come in and hold the hands of customers.
Absolutely. Now, for banks to be able to offer their products effectively and basically make money out of it and please the shareholder, they've had to cut the people out of it, and they're relying on processes and systems, and those processes and systems are often not particularly fit for purpose. They're a bit clunky, as we all know when we try and do anything with a bank, whether it's personal or as a business. So, if you can find a good relationship manager in the bank that can help you navigate those, it's like gold dust. But you do become overly reliant, or very reliant on your broker, your advisors, your accountant, your lawyers, and your partners to help you sort of navigate that. So that's where I see the role of a good broker. They know the good people in the bank still. So if you do need to get a hold of a human, they can facilitate that for you. Or, they will understand the processes and the systems and help you navigate that. But yeah, it's making it very difficult now when you've got to go online and do everything. And, it's the same whether you're trying to sort of change in every walk of life. But there are still good people in these places. And again, if you know who they are, I think one of my roles as a sort of with strategic partnerships is to help win those, the customers up with the people via the broker and create that more, rounded, holistic team effort, if you like, and help people navigate the process. So it's still possible, but you've got to know how.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons, I think your role in strategic relationships is going to work, not only to enhance Wharf's reach to other customers, but also build the network for our customers. I was just with a customer a few moments ago, and he said one of the reasons he uses us is because we know people in the industry and in sectors that bolt onto our industry as well. Yeah. So I presume that's where you can help other customers for us.
I think absolutely. I think in this day and age, why somebody might come to a broker for something very, very specific. They want to raise money on a property. I think you've got to take a holistic approach and look at the whole business, the whole requirement. And you can only do that if you've got a bit of an understanding of other sectors, but you're incredibly reliant on your partners. The success of, my team and our construction business at Lloyd's was very much down to the people we work with, good quality accountants, lawyers, other asset-based lenders, people that could do things that we couldn't do, maybe had an appetite to do things that we didn't. We need to come up with a solution, whether we provided it directly or not. And you can only do that if you know people and you know how they work. You can't do it on your own. You need that sort of group. So that's where I think I can bring that to Wharf. I've worked with those different people that hopefully can come up with different solutions for different customers, because they're all very different. At the end of the day, it's all about the customer. And you need to make sure you've got the partners who can come up with a joint solution for them.
Yeah, and I think everybody at Wharf is experienced. Everybody knows other people, excuse me, knows other people that can assist customers and other people within the industry. We get people, solicitors, accountants coming to us and asking if we could recommend somebody else who's got a certain specialism. And generally one of us, I think I'm the least experienced of the Wharf team with 20 years, and I think it goes up to Simon with 42 years. So we've got a good experienced team around us, especially on the trading business side. That's something that I think we can really add value. And with you coming on with your network and your reach and able to talk to people, and the knowledge you've got from your 30+ years at Lloyd's,
Reminding me, yeah,
it's invaluable. So it's it's a really good place to be. And if we can't find a solution, hopefully we know somebody that can.
Yeah, I think it's a powerful team, and I think, as you know, as a broker, you've got to add value to your customer. It's about longevity as well. It's just not a one-off thing. You want to help them ongoing. You know, if they come to you with a strategy and it's growing, it's great to be part of that growth. You know, you want them to recommend you to other people, and they'll only do that if you provide good solutions, the right solutions. And people come to you for different things. You might be price-driven, structure, the quantum, the amount, customer service, and you could offer all of those things now.
Yeah,
and keep offering it. And I think, like you say, with an experienced team, you can help join that up, and with the right strategic partners, it's a great breadth and wealth, if you like, of experience that you can provide your customers with. It's just not that one-dimensional yet. You know, I've got your car, I've got your loan, I've got that. Thank you very much. It's, you know, maybe if you thought of this, and insurance is a classic. You know, we used to talk to all our construction, the insurance market. So many people's insurance not fit for purpose. It's incredibly overpriced. You know, we're not insurance specialists, but you just introduce an insurance person who go and do a free review and be incredible. Be like us. Someone comes and look at your house and say, look, you're paying far too much, and actually you haven't even got the things insured you need. So little things like that, which we didn't do ourselves, but it was just an add-on, and, you know, people would thank you for that. So, yeah, it's that kind of, say, holistic whole customer experience, which hopefully nearly 100 years, I just added it up, about 10 years short experience, you know, we can provide.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the extra service that we introduce a lot on the property side is the wealth management, because what we often talk to people about is not the you know, the asset you're buying. It's where you want to get to. What's your overall plan? Is it that you want to be wealthy? Is it that you want to have an income to support your life in retirement? So we often get a wealth manager in at that point to talk about the plan and where you want to get to and how you work backwards from that. And it works really well. And then there's different structures you can bring in. And I think one of the next videos we're going to do is going to be with one of the wealth managers who can give ideas about how to structure your plan going forward. And that brings in trading businesses and the property aspect. So these are all things that hopefully at Wharf that we can help and give extra, you know, an extra value add. So if people want to get hold of you, Richie, what's the best way of contacting you?
At the moment, I would go through Wharf and use the Wharf website. It's kind of early days in terms of getting myself set up. I'll have business cards when I'm out. I'll give that to people and give them my email and everything else. But at the moment, if they just come through on the Wharf number, then they can get hold of me that way. So I'm kind of still working out how I'm going to sort of interact and looking at events and how I get myself out there. And then I'll kind of be in a better position to let people know how to get hold of me. But at the moment, just sort of in these sort of early weeks, I would suggest they just go on to the Wharf website, watch this space, and I'll communicate through that or through LinkedIn and let people know how they can get hold of me directly.
Excellent. Good. So your email address is richie@wharffinancial.co.uk. And then our email address is www.wharffinancial.co.uk. And social media is @wharffinancials with an S on the end. So I'll leave it like that for today, Richie. But thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Welcome aboard. And hopefully we'll be talking about some more deals going forward.
Yeah, deals. I'm looking forward to getting out there, meeting the customers and the advisors and everybody we're going to work with. So can't wait. All right, Mark. Well, cheers. Enjoy the rest of your stay over there. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.
Thanks a lot, Richie. Bye.
Bye.